Who you got at 3?
Okay.
Who you got at 3?
My number 3 is the Big O, Oscar Robertson.
Wait, hold on. What the
fuck?
1, 2, 3.
Let us discuss who you believe are the top 5 point guards, like Chris Paul, of all time.
You know what? All right, I'm going to go 5-1.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to start this shit off right. At number 5, I have the man himself, Chris Paul.
Yeah. Actually, I do too.
Really? At 5?
Number 5. At number 5. CP at 5.
Yes, sir.
And I mean, the stats speak for himself. The man is still playing the game. 12-time All-Star, 11-time All-NBA, 9-time All-NBA defense. He's a 6-time steal leader.
Say that again. 9-time All-NBA what?
Defense. Defense. And I know we're talking about point guards, but that stat alone makes him top 5 in my opinion. The fact that man is an all-world defender.
Let me give you a crazier stat.
Go ahead.
You know in the playoffs, Chris Paul averages 20 a game?
That's insane. Point guard.
Mans was averaging 11, 10 assists with nobody on his team.
Nobody on the team.
Tyson Chandler and David, he made David West. I'm sorry. He made David West.
Absolutely.
Number 4.
This will be interesting.
I got Jason Kidd.
Wow. Okay.
I got Jason Kidd. I got Jason Kidd above. Currently, I have Jason Kidd above a Chris Paul. I don't really count the ring that Jason Kidd won, even though he won a ring, because he wasn't the Jason Kidd that we all know and love.
That's right.
People forget. Jason Kidd was a fucking triple-double machine.
Man.
Just a maestro on the court. What he did on the court was literally an extension of an NBA head coach. However, you want your offense ran, you want it ran to perfection, give it to that man right there.
Absolutely.
He will run your offense to the T. He will not shoot the ball unless he's absolutely open or has an absolute angle to get to the rim and finger roll that bitch. Because you know Jason Kidd never dunked the ball.
Nope.
Went to New Jersey. Yes, the New Jersey Nets. Went to New Jersey.
He made them relevant.
Made them relevant. Brought them to the finals.
That's right.
With and without Vince Carter.
Just that's bonkers.
With fucking Keith Van Horn. Fucking Richard Jefferson. Fucking Kerry Kittles.
God damn. That's
Kenyon
insane.
Martin.
Think about it. Kenyon Martin. Wow. What a squad.
Who you got at 4? Who do you have at 4?
Okay, so here's where our age is going to really come into play here because
I know. Okay, I know who it is.
Take a guess.
Stockton.
No, you're close though. Number 4 for me is Jerry West.
Oh, okay. Real quick, disclaimer: I have him as a shooting guard. I label him as a shooting guard.
Okay,
but go ahead.
Technically, he was a point guard though. But that's the thing is, back in Jerry West day, like that didn't mean anything. It was
yeah.
You had a position, but that position back then was so much different. However, if we're ranking actual point guards, Jerry West was a true point guard. Jerry West is, for those of you who are living under a rock, Jerry West is the logo of the NBA.
That's all you have to say. That's it.
That's all I have to put.
That's it.
He's the fucking logo. The man averaged 27 points for his entire career. That's his career average. He was an all-star every year of his career. Now, the only reason I don't have him higher on this list is because his finals record was shit. Go ahead with number 3, sir.
Number 3, I got the one and only Isaiah Zeke Thomas.
I was wondering when he was going to pop up.
I don't think I have to explain anything. But why do I feel like I still need to?
Because you should a little bit.
All right, so I don't know if anyone knows this, but Detroit wasn't shit before Isaiah Thomas got to Detroit. From day one, He was the de facto leader of the team. Led us to 2 back-to-back championships, 1 Finals MVP. After I say this, I don't need to explain anything else about Isaiah Thomas.
All right.
In 1 playoff run, he beat Jordan, he beat Bird, and then he beat Magic in the finals.
That's right. Yeah, that by itself is insane.
He's 6'1".
Can you imagine doing that today?
He's
with
6'1".
Right.
In the 80s, at 6'1".
Man.
Who you got at 3?
Okay.
Who you got at 3?
My number 3 is the Big O, Oscar Robertson.
Wait, hold on, what the fuck?
Yes. Oscar Robertson. That's right. Robertson had, in my opinion, the single greatest rookie season of all time. He was someone who filled the stat sheet at a time where no one could even try to fill a stat sheet. He was the quintessential triple-double. No one was getting triple-doubles until Oscar Robertson came in. And that motherfucker is a tall dude to be getting triple-doubles, but he did it. Not to mention the fact that he's a 12-time All-Star, 11-time All-NBA. He was an MVP and got a championship. And on top of all of that, he did all of this in the era of Wilt Chamberlain. He beat out Wilt for an MVP. So, like, it's the competition level. Again, this is in the past, back when those two titans were kind of above everybody else. But Robertson was the one putting up the stats and getting the accolades at a time when Wilt should have been sweeping all of it.
Man, I have so many problems with this.
Let's hear him.
So you mentioned, okay, hold on. Let me just get this straight. First, I need to repeat your list to you. I'm going to exclude Jerry West because he's different, right? But I'm going to use something you said in your Jerry West soliloquy.
Okay.
You said the only reason why you have him number 4 is because he has a shit finals record.
Yes. I know Robertson does too.
No. That's not what I'm getting at.
Okay.
Isaiah Thomas is not on your list. I know that.
Not on top 5. No, he's number 6.
How? He has a winning finals record.
Because in my opinion,
he has 2 rings. That's more than Jerry West. That's
You're
more than the Big O. That's more than Chris Paul.
Right. And if we're going on just titles, I agree with you. However, when I went to 5 and 6, it was Chris Paul and Isaiah Thomas. And for me, Chris Paul, because he's still playing and could potentially still get a ring, I think overall, and again, it's the 9-time All-NBA defense. The defensive part made me pick Chris Paul over Isaiah Thomas. But I also feel that you're this.
So you didn't factor in the winning
guy.
No. You didn't factor in the winning? No. Isaiah Thomas won. Isaiah Thomas won. He won more than Chris Paul. He won more than Jerry West, and he won more than Big O.
For now he did. Chris Paul.
For now, the Big O and Jerry West are retired.
No, I'm talking about Chris Paul.
Chris Paul gonna win a ring? Best thing he was on was Phoenix. You think he gonna win one?
We don't know.
If Chris Paul wins a ring, he's gonna be a bench warmer on the Golden State Warriors.
Still a ring. I'm just saying.
How much does it count? Well, it's the fact that you don't have Isaiah Thomas on this list when you just told me Magic Johnson has 5 rings. Isaiah Thomas has 2. And Isaiah Thomas has more rings than the Big O and Chris Paul combined. So
which is what I'm saying. It's not just rings for me. It helps.
So CJ. So are you keeping your criteria the same every time, or are you making exceptions for guys that you like and don't like?
No, because I don't like any of these guys. I don't like any of these motherfuckers. Okay, I like
that's false.
But look, Oscar Robertson, his rookie season, 31 points average, 9 rebounds average, 11 assists average. He was the assist leader, all-star MVP, all first-team NBA, and was like 5th in MVP voting in his first year. So
okay, cool. That's his first year. You know who else had a great first year? Tyreek Evans. Where's he now? And you know what? If you throw Oscar Robertson on that list, you know who deserves to be on your list? Russell Westbrook. Because Russell Westbrook stuffed the stat sheet better than Oscar Robinson.
True.
How many years did Russell Westbrook average a triple-double? If you want to talk about stuff in the stat sheet.
I actually don't know off the hand.
It was like 3 straight years.
I was saying,
3 straight years.
Yeah.
How many times did the Big O do it? Once.
One time.
and Russ is still playing. I have Russ over the Big O. I got Russ over the Big O.
Ooh, okay.
The only reason why the Big O has a ring is because of it's because Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
I can see that
That's
too.
the only reason why he has a ring.
So again, but that just shows you, look at the era he played in, which I also use in my criteria is when did they play? Who did they play against? So yes. Westbrook has better stats.
You.
Yes, Chris Paul has better stats, but there's a longevity part of this too, you know?
Thank you. And let me go back to my original argument because you said, look who they played against.
Yeah.
Look who Isaiah Thomas played against. You telling me Isaiah had a you telling me that the Big O had a tougher road in his era than Isaiah Thomas did in his?
I didn't say that.
Mind you, Isaiah Thomas was playing against Bernard King in the playoffs with the Knicks, who's playing against Dominique Wilkins.
That's better.
He was playing against Dr. J. He was playing against Bird, McHale, those boys, Jordan, Pippen, Yo boys.
Definitely against my boys, yeah.
Magic, Hakeem, David Robinson. Do I have to keep going? Clyde Drexler?
You made a very good point there. Yeah.
So why isn't he?
This was the toughest part for me.
It's blasphemy. It's literally blasphemy. Like,
it's blasphemy.
How are you gonna have Chris Paul, and not Isaiah?
It's like 5A and 5B for me. That's what it came down to.
But how is it even that close? We grill. Think about it like this: we grill Chris Paul for not having rings. Zeke actually got rings.
He did have rings.
He got that jewelry, bro, on 2 fingers.
Two fingers.
On 2 fingers.
You need 2 fingers yourself right now.
CJ, I'm just trying to get a logical explanation as to why Zeke is not on your list, because it doesn't make any sense. To have those guys over Zeke, it doesn't.
The only thing I can say for that one purpose is for Isaiah Thomas. Yes, he played against the greats. Yes, he has success.
Which meets all your criteria.
It does. But the Pistons at that time, though.
Oh my God, CJ. Who was the driving force?
I'm just saying, they were so good with him.
So it's a detriment to Isaiah Thomas that his team was so good. You understand the team was only that good because Isaiah Thomas was a leader, right?
I get that. But that's the thing.
So what are we talking about?
The team was really fucking good.
Okay, now let me ask you this. How many of Isaiah Thomas's teammates were on the top 75 team?
That I don't know. You would know that more than I would.
0.
Oh, God. Really?
0. His best teammate was Joe Dumars. You know how many shooting guards are better than Joe Dumars?
Damn. I didn't realize that. And like you said, the criteria kind of moved a little bit for me because I was like, if I had to rank it here. That's tough. It's tough to rank because all of them were so good. And they all played in such different eras that it's like, and some of them are still playing today, where it's just like, it's that same, it comes back to that Jordan LeBron thing where you kind of go, what lens am I judging this based off of? You know, and is it the era? Is it the overall success? Is it the stats? Is it like who they played against? It's all of it combined. That makes it really fucking tough. So I'll stick with my shit. So I don't talk about both sides of my ass, but
no, you should.
But I totally understand your point of view.
No, I feel like the problem is we overanalyze eras, right? My thing is this. Gather all the best players that's ever played this game. Throw them on the basketball court. We're going to see who's for real. 1 and 2 are obviously Steph and Magic.
Yes. Wow. Holy shit. You got that perfectly right.
Because that's mine too. That's chalk. Oh, that's chalk.
Wait, who do you have 1 and 2?
1 is Steph.
Whoa.
Fuck that. Only reason I got Magic number 2 is because he won. Right?
Yeah.
And he has rings.
Yeah.
That's the only reason why I have number 2. Skill-wise, what was Magic great at?
Okay. To the point of what did Magic bring to the table?
That's not my question. I did not ask that. I said, what was he good at?
Okay, sorry. What was he good at? Excuse me. I misspoke. Okay. Here's the point I'm making about Magic, about being over the step. It's not the overall skill. If we're looking at the entire picture, what I put onto the table when it comes to my rankings is what did he bring in his era? So Magic Johnson, no, I'm not saying his skills are better than Steph or better than Isaiah. What I'm saying is when Magic entered the league, nobody was doing what Magic could do. There's a reason why he's so revered. He's on so many top PG lists because of the era he was in. When you had Magic Johnson and Larry Bird, that rivalry, and if you haven't seen the documentary, see it. All right, you can sleep all you want, but Magic versus Larry Bird literally saved the game of basketball. NBA was almost bankrupt by the time Magic Johnson hit the damn league. And it was his different way. I mean, the alley-oops and the way he passed the ball and the way he facilitated shots, all that stuff was all beside the point. Basketball almost died out completely because they could not get people in the stands. So Magic Johnson, I put as number one, not because he's a better overall skill player than anybody on this list, but because of how important he was to the game when he got to be a superstar. That's what I'm saying. Now,
so what you're saying is,
yeah,
it has the reason why he's number one actually has nothing to do with the game of basketball.
In a way, it does. Not. Oh, you mean like the way he plays the game? You're saying?
Like the game in its totality.
He saved basketball, literally. I don't think anybody else would in his position. I don't think we would have the NBA the way it is today, even if at all.
I
without
disagree.
Magic Johnson.
No, we wouldn't have the NBA today if it wasn't for Stephen Curry. Why are we shooting threes? Stephen Curry changed the game.
And that's
Stephen Curry changed the entire game.
He did. Steph changed the game.
Did
Magic saved the game. There would be no Steph Curry if there wasn't a Magic Johnson.
That's false. There would be no Del Curry. If there was no Del Curry, there would be no Steph Curry. That's false.
That's fair. Father's name streaks again. You're right. There's no Del Curry. Excuse me. However, the point I'm making is you needed Magic to save the NBA in order for Del Curry to do what he's got to do to make Steph Curry so that Steph can come and change the game. None of that happens without Magic Johnson. It just doesn't. If you can look at all the documentaries out there, you can look at the financials. NBA was in dire straits until Magic came in.
That's cool. That doesn't tell me you're a good basketball player.
This man's got 5 championships.
No. No. Like I said, the only reason why I have him number 2 is because he's won, right?
Okay. Fair enough.
Won. But when you look at, like I said, I just bring a different perspective. When you look at his skill,
yeah.
What does he do? He just passes the ball and does fucking hook shots. Bruh, you should be making those hook shots over fucking 6'2" guards. You're 6'9".
Well, sure.
And you know what else?
At it now and say that.
No. And who the fuck was guarding him?
Nobody. But back then, everybody was like, holy shit, this dude can do everything. Like,
but let me be very, very clear when I say this. He was not playing above the rim.
You're not
wrong. He was not athletic.
No.
He was not coming down running high pick and roll. He was coming down, throwing the ball in the post like this to Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.